Are you living a life of fulfillment, or are you living the same day over and over again? Do you feel a call for more, but are stuck in your comfort zone, busying yourself as a way of distraction? This is the thing. We're here for purpose. We're here not to break the cycle of living the same shit every single day. We're here to feel fulfillment. We're here to feel joy. We're here to be of service. So if you're feeling that pull, if you're feeling that call, it's time to shake things up and break out of your old life. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. We're not here to be slaves to the system. We're not here to be stuck following everyone else off the cliff. Ask yourself this: are you feeling fulfilled? Do you know that you're here for more, but are yet stuck in your old life? And this is the thing. When we start to go through awakening, or a healing journey, or a transformation journey of any kind, we're feeling that pull. We know there's something more. We can feel it. It's like our soul is remembering what we're here for, remembering our existence, remembering our purpose and our mission on this planet. We feel that call, we feel that pull. But because we're stuck in that matrix and we're stuck in that ego mind, it just keeps pulling us back. We still keep living the same existence over and over again. Isn't it not boring? It's so fucking boring, and it's soul destroying. That's what it is. Continuously living the same existence over and over again in a job that's unfulfilling, meeting the same low vibrational moan and groan society energy. Every day looks the same. Every week looks the same. Nothing ever changes, and nothing ever feels fulfilling. You're literally going around in circles, and you're literally draining your life force energy over and over again, because you're not living, you're just existing. And this is what we've been led to believe. Do it the old-fashioned way. Do it the way we've always done it. The way it was done is toxic. It's fucking toxic. The same shit. And I've said this so many times before. This is what you do in Ireland. You go to college, you get the job, you marry the farmer down the road, and you build a house beside your mother, and this is happy ever after. And then you get to 40 and you're fucking going through an existential crisis going, what the fuck have I done with my life? Don't let it get that late. Thankfully, we're getting younger when we're going through our midlife crisis. It's not a fucking crisis, it's awakening to the truth. And this is what we're here for. We're here for purpose. We're here to awaken to our truth. We're here to break out of the same shit, different day energy. And I've done a few videos on this before, but the energy is coming up again. It's time to break out of that old energy. Like this eclipse season is bringing in lots of endings and lots of new beginnings. And, it really is. We're saying goodbye to the old in order to welcome in the new. But ask yourself this question. Are you fulfilled? Are you on purpose path? Because if you're not, it's time to shake things up. Are you deliberately, this is the thing we do. We deliberately busy ourselves. We deliberately do all the things that we're not supposed to do because we're just literally ignoring our soul's call. Because it's scary. It's scary to change things. The comfort zone is pulling us back. The ego mind is pulling us back. Trying to bring us back down to our old ways. Trying to keep us stuck. And, the greatest power we will ever have is to fucking kill the ego mind. Really kill it. We're in this battle of two worlds here. The old life and the new life. It's like we're being stretched. And I've said this so many times. I'm sick of repeating myself. But people are still stuck in this old energy and they're still pulling themselves back. Can you ask yourself this? And I've been asked this many times from doing courses and all that kind of stuff. When you're on your deathbed, and right now, you're in this life right now, and you haven't changed a thing, and you continue with the same shit every single fucking day. And tomorrow's not even promised. So I'm not even thinking 100 years from now. I'm thinking, whenever you end this human existence, are you going to be able to look back and feel fulfilled? Was your life full of love and joy and, giving and, helping others? Because that's what we're here for. We're here to help others. Can you safely say, because life is short. So are you going to be filled? If you died next week, and sorry for being morbid, if you died next week, would you be happy? would you be able to look back and say, yes, I did what I needed to do. Yes, I did I did what I was called to do. I loved, I lived, I fulfilled my purpose. I gave, I was of service. I was able to change the world. And you might be thinking to yourself, who am I to change the world? How can I change the world? But it only takes one person. If you can change the world or the life of one person, isn't that enough? I think it is. And if we strive every day to help one person, then you can safely get to the end of your life and say, I did my work. I fulfilled my mission. But if you're still in this matrix mind, this woe me mentality, this life is shit energy, but not doing anything to change it, you have power. You have control. But you're literally living a life that has been dictated and created by other people. You're following all the sheep off the fucking cliff. Is that fun? Is it really that fun? Are you living to your fullest potential? Are you filled with love and joy every day? Are you surrounded by high vibrational, high energy people? Or are you constantly drained by the people you're around? Are you overworking in a job that isn't fulfilling you? Doing things to fill your time as a way of avoiding healing and a way of avoiding love and avoiding your purpose? Ask yourself these questions. Are you going around in circles? Does every single day look the exact same? Or can you say you changed someone's life today? Or even changed your own? And that's where it starts. It starts with your own. We get into this overwhelming energy that we need to be in a certain place. We need to be up here. We need to have all the things done. We need to get here now. And then we don't start because we're like, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. You know what I mean? How am I to do this? Who am I to do this? And all your thoughts come back in and you're like, what am I going to do? 1%. And when I started my journey of, my purpose path, I was fucking afraid. I was so scared. I was scared shitless, right? So scared. I was in the depths of a healing cycle, massive healing cycle after our major relapse. So I was starting from below zero. So I had lots of healing to do. I really, really had to get my energy back up. But I started to see that coaching and helping people was my calling. And I just knew. I was like, I'll tell you, I was watching. The reason I started my journey of my purpose path is watching Dean Graziosi and Tony Robbins. And I was like the second time I watched Dean Graziosi and Tony, and I cried the whole way through. Because I was in the deepest, darkest depths of despair. I was going through a really dark place. And I watched it and they said the same thing to me. If you're on your deathbed, are you going to look back and actually be satisfied with your life? And I just cried and I cried and I cried. And they were just like, you have to start. You have to start. What is it? There's 3 C's. Make the choice to take a chance or nothing will ever change. Do you know what I mean? And I just sat there that day and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I have to start. And so what I did was break my baby steps into milli steps. So once I was actually improving myself by 1% every day, it was difficult. And don't get me wrong, you might go 1% and then go back 2 steps again because you're in the depths of healing. But you're always kind of moving forward. You're always striving to move forward. And 6 months after watching that, I watched Tony again and I was just like, oh my God, I'm crying now for different reasons because my life has changed. You know what I mean? Can you, there's so many times that I've gone 6 months or a year and I look back and I'm like, fuck, shit, I'm the exact same place I was last year. I'm doing the exact same thing I was last year. And when you actually start to awaken to your purpose path, when you realize how much time you've wasted, and it's a wasted time. Don't get me wrong, we're going through turmoil, we've been going through trauma, we've been going through struggles, we're going through an awakening, all of this stuff is coming up. So therefore, obviously, our lives have been stagnant. We had a different belief system anyway. For me personally, I had poverty consciousness, I had this lack mentality. It was the same shit every day kind of energy, and it was like life is the struggle and it's never going to change. So you get to a year later and nothing has changed, and you're obviously in that system. So it was never actually something I was conscious of. But after watching Dean and Tony, I was just like, shit, man. I was like, you know, it was because of my relapse. Because, like, say when I started awakening in 2018, I was in the high vibration, but then the relapse brought me down to below zero, worse than I ever was. So as I said, I was building myself up from scratch. But, you know, I was in such a shitty energy that I was like, I have to change this. I cannot ever get back down to this level again. I have to just keep going up. And the only way from the very bottom, the only way out is up. You know, there's no other direction when you hit rock bottom. The only way is up. So I strived, and I did. It was so hard because it was such, you know, doing such in-depth healing, as well as, you know, doing courses for coaching and all that kind of stuff. But I did. And to be able to look back after 6 months and just say, oh, wow, I've done this. And, you know, now I do measure, like, you know, I can look back a month ago and say that something has changed. I can look back to last week and say, hey, this is a better week. I've done better this week. Things are improving. And, you know, that's what it's all about. It's about knowing you're making a difference, not just in everyone else's life, but in your own. You know what I mean? Like, you know, are you going backwards or are you going forwards? Are you continuously hitting the same obstacles over and over again? Because if your life is in repetitive mode, it means that it needs to change. A cycle will continue to repeat unless you fucking break it. You know, change can't happen if you don't change. You know what I mean? If you can't expect your life to change if you don't actually fucking change it. You know what I mean? You're sitting there wishing that somebody's going to come save you. No one is coming to save you. Well, except for Dean and Tony. You know, if you watch these kind of events, they helped me and they actually did save me in a sense. Do you know what I mean? But I made the effort to watch that. You know, and I never watched live events before. I was like, ew, I'm allergic. Do you know what I mean? But now I actually do. I get such inspiration. And I remember the first time I watched them, I was just like, there's something in this for me. You know, when you know, and this is the thing, you know you're here for more. You know that you're here for purpose. You know there's something within you that keeps niggling at you. It's your soul. Over and over again, telling you, come on, move, change, do something different. That's all it's asking. Do something fucking different. Because if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again and expecting a different result, that's the definition of insanity. It really is. That's fucking crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, your life is not going to evolve or change if you do not evolve or change. You've got two choices in this world: evolve or repeat. And if you continue to repeat, you could get stuck, man. Do you know what I mean? Imagine getting stuck in that energy forever. You get to the end of your life and you're like, all I did was that. I didn't change things. I didn't improve things. I didn't fulfill my mission. That means you're going to have to come back again and do it all over again and go through all the same shit again and again and again and again and again. Oh my God. No, thank you. Do you know what I mean? And we've done this for lifetimes. Lifetime after lifetime, we've struggled. Lifetime after lifetime, we've had to go through the same turmoil, the same shit over and over again because we didn't change it. Why didn't we change it? Because we were listening to everyone else and following them off the fucking cliff. Seriously, man. Seriously. This is what you want for the rest of your life. The same shit every day. I'm going to keep repeating myself. You know what I mean? This came to me. I was doing my Kundalini yoga the other day, and I was just like, I get downloads when I'm doing meditation or yoga, and it's just like, oh my God, this is the energy at the minute. People are stuck in their comfort zones and they're literally kind of going, I don't want to change. Yeah, but do you want to be happy? Because change will make you happy. You know, I remember when I was stuck, you know, being in my comfort zone and being stuck there. You get really comfortable. Your ego keeps saying, don't do that. Don't do that. That's new. That's scary. Don't do that. Stay here where it's safe. Stay here where everyone else is doing the same shit over and over again. Be like one of these zombies. Be here forever. And it's just like, you think because it's your own mind that you have to follow it. No. No. If something is trying to stop you from moving forward, from changing something, from bringing something into your life, from making room for something better into your life, and that's the thing. It's making room. You know what I mean? You're literally saying to yourself, I'm too busy to start a course. I'm too busy to meditate. I'm too busy to do inner healing. No, you're making the choice to say yes to things that don't align with your soul. And you're saying no to things that do align with your soul. So you're making the choice to be extra busy so that you can avoid healing and avoid growth. So you're not too busy. You're just making the wrong choices. And that's a fact. You know, and that's what you have to remember. Like, this is it. Like, you know, I remember when I first started exercising in the morning. You know what I mean? I used to spend 3 hours in bed. I used to have breakfast in bed, 3 hours in bed on my phone. You know, scrolling. Nothing improved. You know what I mean? And, you know, Dean and Tony was like, you know, do some exercise. And I was like, okay, I'll start doing some exercise. And I wanted to do morning meditation as well. I was only doing nighttime meditation at the time. And I remember saying to myself, I'm too busy to do that. You know, or I have to leave the house at like, you know, whatever time on a Tuesday. I can't do that. I was like, get up an hour early. Do you know what I mean? Or the 3 hours you spend on your phone, how about using that to do exercise? How about using that to do meditation? How about using that to figure out your life purpose? How about using that to fucking do a course to change your life? How much time do you spend doing sweet fuck all? How much time do you waste scrolling on your fucking phone? Because that's it. If you're saying you're too fucking busy, not only are you obviously filling your life with things that don't matter, you're also filling your life with endless, mindless doom scrolling. And you're literally slowly deteriorating your fucking mind. And that's what's happening. So you're not too busy to change. You're just making the choice to be too busy to change. You're here for purpose. And if you're feeling that calling, which I'm sure you are, you wouldn't be watching this video otherwise. You're all evolving. You're all here for greatness. And I'm telling you, we are all here for greatness. You just have to believe that and break out of the system that you're in. Stop saying you're too busy. Why are you, like, you're not too busy for unhealthy things. Going to the pub, drinking alcohol, scrolling on your phone. But you're too busy to get healthy, both in mind, body and soul. To evolve your life, to do a course, to change the trajectory of your whole fucking existence. Because it's bullshit. Ask yourself that. How many hours do you spend, and just that alone, how many hours do you spend doom scrolling? Those hours can be used to transform your life, to improve yourself by 1% every single day. Also, are you saying yes to things that you should be saying no to? Are you deliberately filling, and this is probably unconscious, but are you filling your life so that you can avoid fulfilling your life? There's another question. Can you say no to things and say yes to the things that mean something? Because ask yourself this, and this is what really drove me. Think ahead to 6 months from now. And like 6 months is enough because we're wasting too much time here. I'm not going to say a year. 6 months from now, do you want to look back and be in the exact same position that you are now? Because if you were saying yes to that, then do nothing. But if you want to change things, start today. Start by doing one thing differently. Start by listening to your soul and not your ego. And just 1% every single day to the life that you want. And even if you can improve and change something tomorrow, even in a week, you can turn around and go, something's different. I feel the pull, I feel the call, I feel the motivation. Then get to 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month. 4 weeks is a month. 6 months. And wait till you get to the fucking year. Wow. You know what I mean? Change today. And use that as your guidance. Ask yourself, look back at the past 6 months. Has anything changed? If that's a no, do not waste any more time. Get your shit together and break out of your old cycle and break out of your comfort zone. You are here for purpose and it's time to start living that. So thank you so much for listening today and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share. And please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help on your journey, please book me for a free discovery call today. And there's nothing more than to help you on your path. Also, I'm hosting a free workshop on November 10th at 6 p.m. Ireland UK time. It's called Reparent Your Inner Child Workshop. So it's kind of continuation to my last webinar. So if you're interested in that, please comment below. Also, I have a new channel called Aligning with Angie. I will be sharing a guided meditation there every week. The information for that is in the description box.